So today we're going to introduce another new feature. This is one that is out now. It is on the most current version of Aldelo Express on the iPad. We are now able to utilize AI technology to assist in the menu build of a restaurant. This goes hand in hand with the other AI features we have. Facial recognition we've had out for a while, and then AI menu item completion. What they're doing today is vastly different from that. AI menu item completion allows you to start typing, and then the AI tool will look into our other restaurant databases and suggest the menu item name. And then we have AI tip adjust, which is recognizing the handwriting of the tip on the receipt where the patron leaves a tip and a total. That AI tip adjust will read that tip, enter that into the system. It'll also verify the math to make sure it is correct. But this new feature is actually AI menu builder. This is going to take a restaurant's menu. The software is then going to read the menu and then build the menu off of that. And it does, it reads the menu. It'll read all pages of the menu. It just reads them one at a time. So if you have 4 pages on the menu, you're just going to read 1 page at a time, and you'll have 4 pages of items then that can be built. It does build the menu groups, builds the main items. It will then add the prices and the descriptions into the system. This builds upon the Aldelo Express menu wizard, so you'll start with that, and then this adds own features to that. In our testing, what we've done internally, we see it's reducing the time to build a menu by about 75%. Of course, the more items that are on the menu, the more that time savings is. If you've got a relatively small menu, you're going to see a little less of a savings, but nonetheless, there's going to be a vast reduction in the time it takes to enter those menu items in the system. Now, this is version 1, not trying to make excuses, but we have some known limitations that we want to bring to your attention. Modifiers are not read at this point, so you will upload those as normal. You go into the back office and build them there. But modifiers are entered as usual. Then there's the images that sometimes will appear onto a menu. Those are not scanned and not linked to an item. However, there is a place in the menu build where you can add items to that. Then there's no matrix feature. There's no matrix in this. There are times where matrix is the preferred way of building items, and that still is the case. The menu AI menu builder is not going to do matrix items at this point. And it's what we also find, it's not really for pizza. It's not going to be able to do the same type of pizza module that we currently have. You're better off if you have a pizza place, just use the pizza builder for those items. It's fine for the rest of the menu, but for the pizza, you're better off with the pizza module. Then finally, there is customization that you'll still need to do for those items. It could be for report categories, those type of things. So there are things that can and should be done in the back office to finalize the menu, but you'll see here in a minute how much of that menu we will build, and it will save you a lot of time. And as with most new features, it is currently iPad only. So when you start with a wizard, just like you would if you're building a new database. So you're going to start with that general wizard. You're going to fill out the general information for the restaurant: name, address, website, email for the primary person, and then what category of restaurant they are. So you're going to start with the online onboard wizard. Then when you're ready to enter the menu items, you're going to be given a choice. You're going to be looking at a screen like this, where there's manual ordering, manual entry, or AI menu builder. And what we're going to do when we test this is that we're going to press that AI menu builder and go through those steps. It kind of walks you through it. So when you touch that, you're going to then let it read the menu. This is the menu we're going to use today. It has a mixture of main items, groups, descriptions, and pricing. So this is what we're going to do today. Once you have let it read, it's going to post the menu page right here on the top left. And you can do multiple pages. 4 and 5 menu pages is not a big deal. They can do all that. Once you have read each of the menus, they're going to post here. And they can be redone if necessary. If you've messed up, you can redo those. Once you're done, you're going to get this screen. This is now showing you what the results of reading the menu are. It's going to show here are the groups, here are the main items, prices, and then descriptions for those individual items. You'll see in the top left up here, that red indication is you telling you need to confirm that this is what is good before you move on. So once you've confirmed it and everything is what seems to be correct, then you do the blue button at the bottom, and you can then confirm that page. All right, once you're confirmed, this is what you're looking at now. These are showing you the menu groups on the left, items down that next column, and then the bulk of in the center is showing you what was entered into the system for each of the items. So you want to confirm each item before proceeding. You make sure the price is right, the item name is correct, is it taxable, and if you wish to, you can upload the picture here. This will save a little time if you have that. And remember, I said it doesn't scan or read the pictures, but you can, at this point, put the item picture in. Once you've confirmed all the items, then you can add groups or add items if necessary. So you do have the option to build upon what was scanned in. Once you're there, you're looking at this. You've got on the left, you've got 2 green buttons or green lights now, the 12 for favorites and 7 for snacks. That tells me that we've confirmed it's all ready to go. And you now click the bottom to build your store. And then it will absolutely in a few seconds build that store and post it onto the web. You then can go on to the back office, log in, make any customization adjustments you need to do. Okay. What questions do you have at this point before we go and take a look at the live software?
So we got somebody that's asking. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
Hey, that's okay. Thank you, Jeff. Hey, yeah, I do have one question. So I've been getting very familiar with it, the new menu builder item process here. Now, let me ask you this. So I had a store, or we got a store that they, I went in and changed the prices, but it's a duplicate. Basically, the menu is going to be just the same at the new store. So I've had to change the prices, but we've already uploaded the menu that was, had the old prices in there. But is there a way that I can like copy the prices from, that I've changed over to the new store, or I got to go in and manually do those too?
So when you're using this, actually, in your case, I wouldn't be using the AI filter at all. I would be actually going in and going to the back office cloud, going to stores and go to duplicate store, and I would duplicate the entire store over, and then all you have to do is make whatever edits you want to do. So if it's just the prices, just go through and change the prices. It takes a few seconds and it's a lot easier because you already have everything built.
Yeah, everything's built. It's just prices. It's just menu prices.
Yeah, and so if you're just changing prices and stuff, I would just hit duplicate store. That's going to duplicate that store over with everything from your items and stuff over. And then all you have to do is change your prices, add your hardware equipment, you're set up. It's very, very fast.
Okay.
What are the advantages here to what Jerry's showing you that we haven't talked about? If you build your menu through the AI system like this, you can actually go back at a later date, go into the iPad, go into the ellipsis sections and choose AI again, and if you updated the prices on it, you can take another picture of it. It will detect that the items already exist inside those groups and change the prices to the new prices. Now, Tim, where you already have a menu built, it would
I already
require
have-
that the names, if you wanted to use this, the names on the menu and the names of your current item are exactly the same. Otherwise, it's going to create them as a new item.
Yeah, they're exactly the same.
Yeah,
So
if they're exactly the same, you could actually take a picture of the menu like this, confirm that they are exactly the same, that they're what you want to do. And when you import it, it would actually, if it detects that item as a duplicate and it's already on your menu, it would just update the price. So the
Okay,
AI
so-
is a possibility for you to do.
Okay, so I can just take a picture of the new menu for the new location then.
Yep, yes, you can.
Okay, great. That'll work out good. And one other question, it doesn't have anything to do with this, but one other question. Did we or did we not cover and say that there was a new feature that was a lockout feature so that you couldn't exit out of the Aldelo program and the iPad? Or did I just dream that up somewhere?
That's not a feature of our software. That's actually in iPads, they call that Jerry, I'm drawing guided access. There you go. And Android does have a similar type feature. I like the one in iPads. I use it a lot at trade shows and stuff. And it's really just a matter of once you turn it on, you triple click the home button and everybody's locked out. And if you try to exit, the Aldelo software or something, it just relaunches. If you try to exit it, you have to know the passcode for that iPad in order to exit. It does prevent people from exiting the software, and I highly recommend it's used. It's
Okay,
a really good feature.
what is it? And what is it on the iPad?
Guided access is what it's called on the iPad.
Uh-huh. Okay. Guided
And
access.
if you type in guided access iPad into Google, it'll take you right to the Apple site, and here's exactly how to go set it up. And you can look, how to set this up, and it works on all iPads. It's been a feature for a very long time.
Cool.
So it's something you can do on all iPad models.
Thank you.
Jeff, what was it for the Android version? The same feature?
Yeah, I have to apologize. I'm not an Android guy. I do have Android things, but that's not one of the features I've used in the past. But they actually have Lex and Rodney made a video about this, and it was
I believe it's screen pinning.
there you go, screen pinning. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We do have a question that was in the chat. Doug, appreciate this question. He's asking, how long does it take to read 4 pages in a bar menu and move the description in? Realistically, in our testing, it takes about 3 to 4 seconds per page for it to read all the information off that page, displayed on the screen for you. It's really fast. Your local internet connection is going to make a big difference on how fast you perceive that, because it does have to take everything that you're scanning, digitize that, load it to the cloud, and then build it back on your iPad. Your iPad's going to fetch that information. So it depends a lot on how fast is your internet. But me and Jerry were at a trade show, and we're doing this in front of people with, no problems, no complaints, and doing it time and time and time again, repeatedly for, what did we do that? 3 days, Jerry?
Right.
And it was a really great feature. Worked really well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it here momentarily and show you just how fast it will read that one page menu. So we're gonna do this live for you.
So, and I do have, Gilson, I appreciate the question. You're asking, can you build modifiers? For this version 1, it builds items, it takes in the description information, it brings in your prices for that items. It does not look for your modifiers. So that is something we're looking at for the future, but not in this first release version. So while Jerry kind of gets things set up here real fast, this is something we released a couple of weeks ago. The more input we get about how many people, the more people that are using the menus and stuff, you're going to find this is a self-learning system. It continues to improve as people do use it. So you're going to see this grow and grow and grow over time and get better and better and better as it gets smarter and smarter from all the input. So I really, look forward to where this is going to go and how good the AI technology is. I was very impressed with where it's at today, even with the baseline information we fed into the system of how well it works. And knowing it's just going to get better and smarter with every menu that somebody puts into it is really exciting to me.
So let's take a look at it. And what I'm going to do is activate my iPad by going AI menu builder. It's going to find the menu.
So you're seeing this blue box go around his menu as he's lining this up. And you want to get that to where it lines up. And you'll see a little grid pattern, and then it'll automatically take the picture. You can manually take the picture, but I highly recommend you let it automatically take the picture. It will take the picture when everything's in focus, and it can read it. If you manually try to take the picture, you may end up taking the picture before the AI has fully read the page. So you saw there, even with Jerry kind of moving around, it took the picture really fast, and it moved it in here very, very quickly. Go ahead, Jerry. So he hit build there at the bottom. And this is where I was going to say, it takes a couple of seconds, depending on your information. That's where it's sending everything to the cloud and back.
So this looks like pretty much what it is on the menu. There are the menu items and the description. Now that description is where you have the 2-finger push on the item and it pops up. This is what goes in there. This particular menu is where it's having a challenge reading the price. And the reason is the price is in the description. You will see the top one that says sour cream chive 12. The 12 is the price. So this particular menu is having a challenge for the system to read that price. But we'll show you how to overcome that when I confirm the page. And now we go into the menu controls. This is the context. So in this case, I've got favorites. I've got 12. And then I have snacks, 7 of those. So let's go here now. And what I'm doing is I'm going to enter the price from this description. And I'm going to come into the description, and I've been just deleting the price from that. If I did not have to do this, if it had read the price, then I would have been a lot faster. I'd have been done by now. But even with this, it's not slow at all.
Now, one of the suggestions I have, you run into something like that, be willing to go and take a second or third picture. A lot of times the AI will pick up differences, and it makes a big difference if you're lining up the picture straight down and taking a direct perpendicular picture versus an angle. If you're at an angle and you're taking a picture, obviously the camera can only see things a certain way, and cameras don't see depth perception. You're not looking at something that has the ability like your human eyes do to merge 2 pictures together very well. So AI is still very limited to what the lenses on a camera can do and what your device can do. We've also found that based on the device you're using makes a very big difference. And so if you're using an older iPad to do this, you're probably going to find that the camera is not as good and it doesn't take very good pictures. Therefore, your results may not be fantastic. But if you're using a newer version of the iPads, you definitely get some great results from this. And if their prices are using a larger, smaller font than or bold or something like this where they stand out, the AI will distinguish it from sizing information that might be part of your description, which is where Jerry's is running into a problem. It's all the font is exactly the same size. So it's seeing it as sizing information instead of as pricing information. And because there's no dollar sign in the pricing, it doesn't know.
If I had to put a dollar sign, I think it would have nailed it.
If it would have had the dollar sign in there, I did a couple of them where they were very similar to this, Jerry, and they had the dollar sign in there, and that
Mhm.
dollar sign meant it picked it up every single time for me.
Even with that, this is so.
Yeah, you're getting in here and getting them very, very quickly and adding this to it. It's a lot faster than if you had to type in every single thing with the description stuff. And do keep in mind, you can add pictures to this while you're doing this. And if there's a mistake where you go, this item actually belongs in a different group, and the AI did not distinguish between one group and another, you can actually see there where it says group name, there's a little green button that says move group. You can click on that, move to a different group, and adjust it to a different group just with a click. You can add your pictures in here. You can change which taxes you want to use. It's going to by default assume you're using tax 1, but you can change which taxes you're using just by click on the screen. Makes it very, very quick and easy to make these adjustments.
At this point right here, I've got a caprese sandwich. It's a half sandwich and soup for 17. So the full sandwich is 20, half sandwich and soup is 17. So I need to add an item. So let's go up to item options. I'm going to click on that. New item. Let's see how to do it. Yeah. And save that new item. So now that item is easily added right now on the fly. Go back and I had another one, club, half sandwich and soup is 18. Very easy to do. If I wanted a new group, I'd do the same thing. I would just touch new group and add that new group here. So you see it, guys, it's real simple. And when I'm done, I just hit build or back to store and build store now. So now obviously it's communicating with the cloud and we're building the store there.
So there you're seeing the sync, it's pulling your items down, and your menu is built and ready to go.
There you go. Very, very simple, very easy to do, and very accurate with what we were given there. Now you still need
Jerry,
modifiers. You still need to go in the back office and do any customization of these items, but the bulk of the work's done. Yeah, Jeff.
can you show them how once you've made a menu like this, you can actually go to the AI and take a second picture and update it? So you'd actually, you want to click done here. And click done. And go ahead and log in. And just choose the ellipsis here. Yeah. And now, there you go. And if you wanted to take another picture of that menu, which, you know, unfortunately he's got the same menu to work with, so he's not going to be able to do this, but you'd literally be able to take a picture. If you had updated pricing on this, it would take a picture of this and update your information. And you could literally bring it in. Yeah, you can see he's got 2 menu pages.
I'm going to delete one of those.
Yeah, you don't need both of those. One of the other things that I'd kind of point out, you see how in his picture of his actual menu, it's at a slant. That means he wasn't really straight on for it. The AI is going to have much more trouble, you know, reading that when it's not straight on. And because of that, you can see here, it got his groups, got his item descriptions, but he's actually got a couple of other things that went into other, where they need to be recategorized. And he can actually retake the picture, delete this page, retake the picture. And if you were just updating prices, this is a very quick way to update your prices. And just take another picture of it. It would import the information and override your current prices. And yeah, see, there's a much more straight on picture. And so it's probably going to do a lot better job this way. Yeah, there you go. So it did a much better job the second time when we were straight on with it. But if he wanted to update the prices, he could literally just update the prices and it would change his prices for him instantly. So it's a very handy tool for changing prices as well.
So Tim, that's what you were asking about.
So Brad, I'm not sure I understand your question here. This is, a fantastic feature, and you can adjust and re-import multiple times. I hope I've addressed your thing. It is a very cool feature for that. And then Gilson, you're asking if the AI button there can be password protected. That's what I'm going to have to check into. I don't know if we put a security in for that or not. If it's not, yes, we can look into doing that in the future. And then Doug is asking, can you rename the groups? Yes. As you're importing there, you'll see you can rename the groups, delete groups if it brought in something you didn't want, add additional groups, just like you can add additional items that may not have been on your menu. You can do all of that from that AI import screen. Absolutely. So do we have any questions that we haven't addressed? Did anybody be, and Gilson, I do believe this is a great feature and really the future. So. Did any other questions that anybody has?
This feature is in the App Store now. You can upgrade your own system and begin playing with this. What I do is I build a store like you've seen here. I learn from what I've done. Then I go back and I delete that store, which you can delete from the page here. Might as well show that too. When you go in, you go to help, bottom right, delete store account. I want to permanently delete this. Yes, I want to delete it. And then you check all of these. And then it's going to email me a verification code to the email address that I set up initially. Once I do get that code, I then come back to the app and I enter that code here and it will delete my store. And you can then start over again. So practice this. This is how you practice it.
And then Doug's asking, can you move items to another group? Yeah, actually, one of the things we showed, Doug, was that when you're importing items and stuff, you can actually click on the group, on the item, and then click, there's a section that'll say group, and there's a little green button that says move group. You literally click on that, and you can choose a different group if you'd like that item to move to a different group. So absolutely, you can do that. There goes Jerry's store.
Well, I stopped it just in case somebody had another question. But I was about to, I'm going to delete it here in a little bit. But I want you guys to know that you can play with this, practice with this, get comfortable with it. And what you'll find is it's really a time saver. All right, no more.
I think somebody was asking, can you do this for trial stores and stuff? Yes, you can do this for trial stores. It's a great way to set that trial store up and hand, you literally walk in, take a picture of their menu, be done with it and hand it to them, while you're doing your demo, and show them how easy it is. That's one of those things that's a mind-blowing thing to do. When this first came out, we were sitting down having breakfast. And I went in separate from Jerry to have breakfast in the morning and was messing with this. And I ended up with half the wait staff standing around me going, oh my God, what are you doing? And I think this was very cool. We had a good time showing it off there at the trade show.
Well, I'm done. If you have no more questions, it's time to go play with this.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
guys, this is a great feature. I think it's going to save you guys a great deal of time, especially with those real long bar menus and some of these things that you guys spend a lot of time doing a lot of data entry for. This is something that's really going to make your life a lot easier, and it's going to do nothing but get better. So, you know, do use it, get out there and have some fun with it, and feel free to try it. Jerry showed you how you can import it, delete your store, try again, import a second menu, have a good time. So please do.